Today we will be looking into construction of achievement test. Achievement test is a tool for measuring the achievement of students after a particular lesson, unit, term, etc. etc. Achievement test is a common tool used by teachers to measure the achievement of their students after the instruction. Achievement test is generally having four steps. One is planning of the test, second, preparation of the test, third, preparation of scoring key and marking scheme, four, preparation of question based analysis. After these four steps, achievement test automatically get ready for administration. The planning of the test includes mainly six steps or six things have to be considered while planning a test. One is the learning outcomes related to the unit selected for the test. Second, weightage to objectives, weightage to instructional objectives or learning objectives. As per the revised Bloom's taxonomy, we consider the objectives. That is weightage to objectives. Second, weightage to content that deals with the unit and the subtopics included in the unit for the test. Next is weightage to type of items. Type of items, as we know, we have already looked into three types of test items that are generally used in achievement tests, that are objective items, short answer items, and essay type items, long answer type items. Then the weightage to level of difficulty, that deals with the difficulty index of the test. And considering all these things, after considering all these things, we move on to prepare the blueprint. Blueprint is a three-dimensional chart which gives the informations about the objectives, type of items, content, number of items, and the score of the test. Then preparation of item or test is the second step, and preparation of the test includes item writing, scrutinizing of the item, and making necessary addition in the items so such that the test paper is very much in congruence with the blueprint. The preparation of scoring key and marking scheme is the next step, and this ensures the reliability of the test, and it helps in reducing the subjectivity regarding the evaluation of the answer script. The question based analysis part is where we analyze the each item in the test paper based upon the design of the test and blueprint, and it deals with objectives, specification of the objectives, difficulty level, score, and time required for each item to be answered. All these things are considered in the question based analysis. Now we move on to design of the test. Here, the planning of the test, we have to first of all make a preliminary details regarding the test, that is name of the school, name of your school, subject, that is here we are taking physics as the subject, unit. In this test, achievement test, we take the unit force and laws of motion of class 9. A maximum score is finalized to be 25. Duration of the test is 1 hour, and also the date of the test has to be mentioned in the preliminary details. Next, here the design of the test is to be prepared, and regarding the design of the test, first thing that we have to consider is the learning outcomes. And in the chapter force and laws of motion, we can see that there are 8 learning outcomes regarding the unit, including 6 subtopics. All these learning outcomes are listed here. After listing the learning outcomes, we move on to decide upon the weightage to objectives. Here we follow the revised Bloom's taxonomy, and the objectives, as in the revised Bloom's taxonomy, we take it as remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. In the weightage to objectives, we have to look into the number of items for each objective and the corresponding score for each objective. The table weightage to objective includes serial number, the objectives, number of items, score, and percentage. The column number of items depicts number of items for each objective, and the score corresponds to score for each objective is given in the column score, and in the next column the percentage of mark allotted for each objectives are given. As we know, in the revised Bloom's taxonomy, first 3 objectives come under LOTS, that is lower order thinking skills. The thinking skill related to first 3 objectives is lower order thinking skill, and analyzing, evaluating, creating are considered as higher order thinking skills. In this test paper, when we look into, we have allotted 32% of marks for lower order thinking skill, and remaining 68% is allotted for higher order thinking skills. Moving on to next, it is weightage to content. In the design, the second thing that we have to look into is weightage to content. The unit is force and laws of motion. There are 7 subtopics included in this unit, and here the columns, first column gives a serial number, second column includes the subtopics in the unit force and laws of motion, the third column depicts the number of items allotted for each content, and the next column, the score, shows the score allotted for each subtopics, and in the percentage column, it is the percentage of marks allotted for each subtopic. Here we can see highest weightage of mark is given for the subtopic second law of motion, and next it is third law of motion with 24%, and other topics are given weightages that are given in the column percentage. In this achievement test, we have included 16 items. We are having 16 items with a total score of 25 marks. And in the weightage of content, we can find the weightage of marks for each subtopic and number of items that are included from each content is also given in this table. Next thing in the design of the test is weightage type of items. Here we are using in this test three type of test items, that is objective type, short answer type and essay type. In this table we can find, table gives the details about type of items, number of items included for each type, corresponding score and percentage of score for each type of items. Here we are having 10 we are planning 10 objective type items having a score of 9, and short answer type questions we are having 4 numbers with a score of 8, and 2 essay type questions are to be included with a score of 8 marks. Total number of items, total score is given, and the percentage of score for each type of item is also shown in this table. Moving on to next in the design of test, next thing what we have to consider is the difficulty level. A achievement test neither should be too easy nor too difficult. So it is very important that we make a balanced achievement test. Here in this achievement test, in this weightage of difficulty level table, we can see first column is related to serial number, second column gives the difficulty level, that is 3 difficulty level are considered: easy, average and difficult. And next is score corresponding to each level of items. Here in this test we are planning to include easy items having 5 marks, average items having 15 marks and difficult item having 5 marks. The percentage of difficulty when we look into, we are having 20% of marks in the category easy, and 60% of marks is allotted for average level questions, and 20% mark is for difficult items, and the total score is 25. Now moving on to, after or considering all things, we move to the blueprint. Blueprint, as we have already said, it is a 3-dimensional chart. It gives the details about objectives. It gives details about objectives, then thinking skills and test item. And test item. When we look in deeper into the blueprint, we are having all the details, that is the content part is given, test item, type of test item, that is objective, short answer, essay. For each objectives like remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating and creating, and corresponding to each block of content, we can see that corresponding to each block of content, we can see numbers written under each type of items box. That is, the number outside the bracket shows the number of items, and Number inside the bracket gives the score for each item. When we look into the content balanced and unbalanced boards, we are having one objective type question under the objective remembering, and another question that is in the creating short. Another question is short answer question under the objective creating. Total mark is 3 and number of items included is 2. Each The blueprint also gives total number of items and total score. The number written in blue color at the second last row is gives the now total items for each objective, and the numbers in the red color gives the corresponding score for each objectives, and we are having a total of score and items also in the blueprint. So blueprint is an important aspect as far as constructing an achievement test is considered. Here onwards, we will be completely depending upon the blueprint to create the test items, finalizing the test paper, etc. etc. Moving on, after preparing the blueprint, next is preparation of test paper or question paper, that is writing of items. While writing of items, we will be considering the blocks in the blueprint to create suitable test item according to the details given in the blueprint. We can either go for writing items according to the objectives, or by selecting type of items, or writing items for each topic or each content covered by the test. The preparation of items are completely dependent upon the design of the test and the blueprint. After writing the items separately, next the preparation of test includes the arrangement of the items in the logical sequence. We should be very careful that the question should not be deviating from the sequence of content given in the syllabus. That if the logical sequence is not followed, it will be very difficult for the learner to answer the test paper effectively. After writing the items and finalizing the question paper, after necessary scrutiny, we move on to next step. Here you are being provided with sample test paper that was prepared for another blueprint. Two question papers are given. You can see the details. The test paper should have name of the school, name of the test, whether it is a unit test, class test, or quarterly examination. It should have the standard, maximum score, duration, etc. etc. Even the we can include instruction for the students if the test paper is for quarterly examination, etc., etc., other than classroom purpose test is included, we can include necessary instructions before starting the items also. So here it is a sample test. After preparing the test paper, next step is preparation of scoring key and marking scheme. This is for ensuring the consistency in judgment. That is, it reduces inconsistency in judgment, making the evaluation of the test paper more objective is the purpose of preparing scoring key and marking scheme. The scoring key and marking scheme is for objective type item and short answer and essay type items respectively. Here the marking scheme is for short answer and essay type questions, and scoring key is for objective type items. Although the objective type items ensures objectivity by itself, the necessity of marking scheme for subjective items or short answer and essay is to ensure objectivity in the judgment, and it reduces the subjectivity of the evaluator affecting the score of the learner. So the problem of subjectivity of the evaluator is minimized with the help of marking scheme and scoring key. The scoring key is for objective type items and marking scheme is for short answer and essay type items. Here we have the template for constructing scoring key and marking scheme. In scoring key, we have just answer and the score allotted for each objective type item is given, and in marking scheme, if we think that the eighth item in the test paper is having a 4 mark, total of 4 mark, then the teacher has to mention the value points based on which the child will be scoring the 4 marks. Here we can see the eighth question is having 4 value points, each value point having 1 mark, and the total score is 4. If the child writes any 3 points mentioned in as value points, he scores 3 marks and etc., etc. Now this is the template for scoring key and marking scheme. After preparing scoring key and marking scheme, next step is item analysis of the test. Analysis, as the term itself means breaking off into meaningful parts. In this item analysis, each item is looked into from different aspects like objective, specification regarding the objective, score for each item, difficulty level, and time required for answering each item. This item wise analysis also helps the teacher to make sure that the prepared test paper is very much according to the design and blueprint of the test. So item analysis is done and we have finalized the test paper. Now after finalization of the test paper, next thing is administration of the test. Administration of test is very much important in making the test valid. After preparing a good test, we have to very much plan to administer it. We should plan the administration of the test in order without any confusion, because confusion in administration of test will affect the performance of the learner, and we cannot ensure the validity of the result. Some points that we have to take care of, keep in mind while administering the test is: one is time schedule. We are planning a test for 1 hour. So duration of the test is 1 hour. Then not just 1 hour will do the test. Sometime we'll go for preparation of the test, that is giving the question paper, giving necessary instructions, and at the end of the test, the collection of the test paper, etc. etc. All things have to be considered when we are considering the time. We should make available enough time for administering the test. Should not make any hurry while administering the test. The hurry may affect the performance of the learner. Next one, we should be conducting the test in an environment which is conducive for the learner to attend the test. That is arrangement of the classroom, arrangement of the bench and desk, all have to be kept in mind. Another thing is that we should be having all equipments that are needed for the needed in a examination hall. There is thread to tie the papers, additional sheets, enough number of additional sheets to be given to the students, and if needed a timer, a bell, etc. etc. Although even the test is a classroom test, the teacher should keep in mind to ensure enough number of invigilators for proper conduction of the test, and should be prepared with invigilators also. After the test, the answer scripts are collected and it is taken in for valuation, and valuation is done based upon the answer key and marking scheme. Students are awarded scores, a mark list is prepared. Teacher can analyze mark list using different statistical techniques. Generally we use descriptive statistics, and the findings from the test and the result should be published for the students, and necessary feedbacks are given to the students. So this is regarding the achievement test. Thank you.